Today on Dingleberries and Klingons, we take another hemorrhoid wipe at King of Dingleberries, Daniel Pratt, and his ongoing feud with the Irish Demon. Let's get... What the devil? Very funny, Irish. Dingleberries and Klingons is brought to you by channel members and patrons alike. To contribute to the program, hit the join button or head over to www.patreon.com/theplothole1. That's the number one, not the loneliest number you can ever do. Rack focus. Hey everybody, Johnny O from the Plot Hole here, and it's time to take a look at Danny Pratt.
Alright guys, so we're just going to go over the brilliance here and show and just prove my point. I'm just going to start showing these clowns and how they just prove my point every time. My point is
that you're an overgrown man-child who continues to deny reality and ignores all scientific evidence of the world that we live in.
That they will run their mouths incessantly and never produce any science, any visual, demonstrable, tangible, real-world science to back up anything they say.
Oh, hello, pot. Kettle calling once again. I think we're going to need a dingleberry counter for this one. Oh, as a side note, I generally don't do a reaction to a commentary about another video. Carry the two. Yeah, that works. But with this whole Daniel Pratt Irish Demon thing, I mean, who could pass up on a golden opportunity like this? And seeing as how Pratt is too afraid to come after me,
what's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
I figured, what the hell?
This guy's argument about what I'm about to say is going to be how stupid I am. And come on, are you serious? Can you be that stupid without refuting? Again, I can prove, I can go onto a park or playground, find a little merry-go-round, put a drone on it, and prove what I'm saying.
So, your idea of refuting Irish Demon calling your experiment stupid is to double down on the stupidity of your experiment? Look, here's the reason why your merry-go-round drone demonstration is not intellectually worth commenting on.
Gravity, you retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
Gravity. You're trying to demonstrate conservation of motion, or lack thereof, but what you haven't taken into consideration is the mass of the objects in which you're using in relation to the mass of the Earth. You know, that thing that has its own gravitational field? And that's the problem with most Flurf-style experiments. You guys don't take into account all the variables. In fact, you ignore the ones that don't fit into your hyper-skewed version of reality. In case this explanation isn't long enough, let me lengthen it. The merry-go-round and the drone use the greatest source of gravity. The two are conserving the momentum of the Earth, not each other, you shit-for-brains ninny hammer. Furthermore, gravity also holds the atmosphere against the Earth, and the atmosphere spins with the Earth and not the merry-go-round. The drone moves in response to the forces it applies on the atmosphere and the forces the atmosphere applies to the drone. The drone is in a medium that in itself is in motion.
Notice how he will not prove anything he says. Because he can't.
And once again.
Surprised that it's not a train. I'm surprised you actually use a washing machine. Was that to wash your tinfoil hats?
That if you put a drone on a merry-go-round that is rotating only once per day, like they love to say the globe is, the drone will not maintain the angular momentum of that merry-go-round. This is what Strawman looks like. Mr. Ellis 400 replies, no it won't, it will follow the Earth beneath it. No, sir.
Wait a sec there, Danny. You left out a part of this person's response. I mean, a total accident, I'm sure. But the second part is, Remove the Earth and make the merry-go-round as big as, let's say, the Earth. Why is that important, you ask? Little g equals big G times mass divided by radius squared. Mass. Important to your demonstration.
When that drone is sitting on that merry-go-round, according to you, it's sitting there because of gravity.
Ooh, 2 for 1. It does.
So gravity is in full effect.
It is.
So it will still, if it were following the Earth beneath it, when you spun the merry-go-round, the drone would sit there and the merry-go-round would slide. Oh no, because of friction. Oh, another very light force that's able to overpower imaginary gravity.
Wait, what? So you're saying the drone will stay with the merry-go-round? Okay, I don't see the problem. Oh, I get it. Because you can't comprehend how conservation of momentum works, nor do you have an understanding of gravity, therefore gravity fake. Got it.
To quote a very famous German scientist whose name I don't recall right now,
He must not be that famous then. Wolfgang Pauli, the world's most famous science guy.
that's not right. That's not even wrong. You see, the problem here is you're just in the wrong ballpark. What you're saying makes no sense.
I would go further and say he's not even playing sports.
How do you expect the gravity of a merry-go-round?
Once again, I can spin the merry-go-round at any speed. Any speed will produce, instead of the drone when it takes off following angular momentum for the 10 millionth time, because that is impossible, it gets transferred into linear momentum. Irish Demon. This is physics facts.
Do you know why that is? Angular velocity is another way to measure how something moves in an orbital or circular path. Linear velocity measures how that arc changes over time. You can find all this in a mathematics textbook. Let's Pratt this down just a little bit. Your merry-go-round and drone are drifting with the Earth at 15 degrees per hour. They don't have independent angular motion from the Earth. Even the rotational spin you put in the merry-go-round isn't independent of the Earth's spin because of, well,
Gravity, you retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
therefore you have multiple forces acting on the merry-go-round as well as the drone. When you push the merry-go-round, gravity is still affecting it. That's the reason why the merry-go-round doesn't spin freely unless it has continuous force behind it.
Now, continue with your ad hom-laced excuse, deflection, anything but science, brilliance. We're dying to hear it.
Is he talking to himself or...
around to match up to the gravity of dun 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 a whole planet. Are you really that stupid? I mean, that is a stupid question. Everybody's going.
I hate to do it, Irish, but that question deserves it.
I don't understand how asking you to prove your claim that it follows Earth's gravity, which I'm about to destroy again.
The only thing you destroy is your shorts when you breathe.
But I don't understand how asking you to produce scientific proof of your ridiculous claim when all we ever experience is a stationary Earth. Please, prove your claim.
Seeing as how you want proof, and proof in this context requires mathematical equations, let's see your proof there, Pratty. We can show you loads of evidence demonstrating what we've claimed. And lots of it works within the math provided in this and many other people's debunking of your ridiculous claims. So, where's your math, Pratt?
You clowns seem to think running your mouth proves your claim.
That's too easy, but the integrity of this counter must be upheld, so...
Now you will say that's all you ever do, Dan. I'm saying, are you denying, are you saying that that drone will follow the angular momentum of the merry-go-round?
When the merry-go-round is a few thousand kilometers wide and has trees and hills and mountains, etc. that cause friction, thus pulling the atmosphere along with it over the course of millions of years, then maybe you'd have a valid argument. Seeing as how none of that's true, your argument is shit. Now, I'm sure that many other debunkers have already tackled this issue, so I'm not going to get into any more in-depth explanation of this one. I mean, I'm supposed to be a point and laugh channel.
No, because you know it won't. So once again, my claim is perfectly valid and proven. Your claim is not. Do you have or do you not have scientific documented proof of Earth's rotation?
Well, yes. Yes, we do.
But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
That anyone on Earth can verify and repeat for themselves, because that is what science is. Plain and simple. As much as you clowns try to deny it.
And again for the counter.
Yes, he is that stupid. Comment down below. Yes, he is that stupid. But seriously, guy, I mean, come on, man. Like, you can't expect a merry-go-round. I'm not saying that a merry-go-round doesn't have
By the way, I've got over 5 years of machining experience there, Irish Demon. What kind of experience are you bringing to the table?
5 years of machinist experience? Well, that's a horse of a different color. Tell me, Pratty, with your 5 years of machinist experience, when did you manage to get your degree in physics, astronomy, aeronautics, natural science, physical science, glacial isostatic adjustment, and astrophysics?
Gravitational pull of food into that black hole under your nose doesn't count. That doesn't count as scientific experience, genius.
Once again, for the counter. The irony of you calling somebody fat. At least when I do it fully aware of my size. You fat-ass moron. By the way, 5 years of being a machinist doesn't count as scientific experience either.
gravitational attraction or whatever. It's just you're measuring it against the size of a planet. It's like when people say, how come we can't see satellites flying beneath the...
It's like when you people say stuff like that, like, I can't comprehend your argument. My argument is, why don't you ever prove it? You people think you're so brilliant and think we can't comprehend your fallacy-based argument, your fantasy-based argument.
What was that, 4? Let's call it 4 for the counter. And no, you don't understand the position of those who accept objective reality.
For the 10 billionth time, would you please bother to do some actual scientific experimentation and try at least proving it?
Fuck me, this counter's gonna break soon. Where's your proof? Your math that demonstrates your model. Oh, you don't have a model? Well, just because. Another one for the counter.
Yes. Because the planet is huge and satellites are small. You can't see individual grains of sand from an airplane even 500 feet up. This is pig wrestling, man, at this point.
What does that have to do with anything about a drone on a merry-go-round?
Are you being willfully ignorant? It has everything to do with scale. Something you flirts just have so much trouble with.
See what I mean about constant deflection? He'll just ad hom, and then lead off away from the subject.
No, that's not an ad hom. Calling you stupid is just an observation of fact.
Brilliant.
Arguing with flat earthers is like wrestling pigs. You might be really good at it, but all you're good at it...
Oh, because what you idiots, again, don't get is there's no argument. I've made a factual-based point. You have yet to prove your hypothesis as fact, and you can't seem to comprehend that.
The only thing you've demonstrated is your lack of understanding.
Being a pig wrestler. Oh, you know what? I'm happy wrestling pigs right now.
But NASA says, Elon Musk says, I'm a brilliant scientist. How do I do science? I just repeat whatever NASA says.
This damned counter. The stress is gonna break it.
No, sir. The entire point of the video, once again, is the world record helicopter hover of a helicopter is over 50 hours. A helicopter taking off from a rotating Earth is a larger scale of a drone taking off of a merry-go-round. I have proven a drone taking off from a merry-go-round following angular momentum, as you claim, as the excuse for the helicopter hovering 50 hours in the same parking lot, is impossible. It cannot be due to angular momentum. I have proven that with the drone on the merry-go-round scenario. You clowns continually invoke your magical god gravity, just never bother to prove it.
Is this bag of tools still going on about proof? Yes, Daniel, we have shown the mathematical proof of the effect of gravity. Remember that little g equals big G times mass divided by the radius squared equation? And before you counter with your stupid density buoyancy argument, let me ask you this. Why does everything have a propensity to go down? If I take a hammer and drop it, where's it going to go? It's going to go down, right? Well, if everything was about density and buoyancy, the air up is less dense than the air down. So why does the hammer not go up? In that case, why does it always go down? Why not sideways or diagonally? It goes down. Can you explain that one based on density and buoyancy? I don't think so.
Absolutely 0 sense. You obviously don't understand what you're talking about. You're going up against...
I do, and you, like all your predecessors, let's do an intelligence test live, Captain Cranium. I can't wait. Set it up. Pick the test. Let's do it. You're so convinced I'm so stupid. Let's bet everything you have against everything I have. Let's do an intelligence test live. Can't wait to see how you deflect and duck that one.
I feel the need to add this to the counter. Remember these words. Pratt says he wants an IQ test with Irish Demon. He's asking for it to be live. Remember that.
Genius.
Simon Dan, who really knows what he's talking about. You have no idea.
Simon Dan really knows.
It's time for you to start back.
What are the qualifications for you to say Simon Dan really knows? Because he can read a book and repeat it like a parrot?
And your qualifications are? Count it.
Your shit up. You always call me out and call Simon Dan out and other people, but you never actually come to the table. You're never actually willing to come and talk to anybody or have a debate, because you...
It is not about... See? I mean, God, I'm so glad I played this. All he is about, like all of them, all they want to do is talk. Because then you can just say whatever you want and claim you won.
Pratt, Demon has a point. I mean, you bark a lot about doing a live IQ test, but when somebody actually responds to you saying, hey, let's do it, you tuck tail and run. Seems like you're a little bit of a...
I mean, how do real people not see this bullshit? This is why we've got to expose this, what's going on. These deluded just say whatever the hell they want and then act like they've won and proven something.
Is this one too easy?
Without ever doing a shred of science, but they all claim to be about science.
No, you'd get destroyed. You act like a big tough man, you're a big hard man. I've sent you my email address, I've asked you to contact me. You never do, because you're a pussy.
Because I can't stand you. There is no point arguing with a liar. You can't win an argument with an incessant, compulsive liar.
Yet, you just threw the Gauntlet challenge not but 2 minutes ago. Why is it you'll throw a challenge, and then when somebody throws a challenge back, you'll bitch out, delete your comments, turn tail, and tuck and run like a soft little puppy bitch who's afraid of its own shadow? There's another few minutes of this mumbling, bumbling moron going on and on and on about Irish Demon not being able to provide proof and evidence and blah, 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 blah. This video has gone on long enough. So here it is. Daniel Pratt, you've thrown the gauntlet at Irish Demon asking for a live IQ test. Irish Demon has thrown that gauntlet back, asking you for a live debate. He's provided you with all of his information. So here's what I'll do for the both of you. I will host the two of you on my channel. We will use an Oxford hybrid style of debate. Both of you will get 5 minutes to present your opening arguments, and then you'll get 10 minutes to present 3 points further bolstering and proving your argument, and then 15 minutes each to rebut those arguments. During those times, no one will be allowed to speak except the presenter. At the end, we'll have a moderated discussion / Q&A section, about 25 minutes give or take. I won't let anybody get into ad hom attacks, so Irish wants to go after you, Danny, I'll stop that shit, the same as I'll stop it if you try to go after Irish Demon. You want to stick to the subjects and stick to the points and the topic, we'll do that. Let's make it happen. If the condition of the debate rests on an IQ test done live between you and Irish Demon, I'll proctor that one before the debate. There you are, Pratt. The challenge has been set. The gauntlet has been thrown. Do you have the stones to step up to the plate? Or will you tuck tail once again? Shoot me an email at theplothole1@gmail.com and we'll get it set up. The same goes for you, Irish. Do you dare step into the ring? Lesson of the day, don't be a Pratt. If you're going to make claims and throw challenges, then at least have the stones to step up to the plate when the challenge is thrown back your way. All right, everybody, that's Dingleberries and Klingons episode 16. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down is perfectly okay too. Leave me a comment down in the comment section below, egging on your favorite, either Pratt or Demon. Pratt or Demon. Don't care which. Pick one. Put it down in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing to the channel and tickling that bell for bell notifications. That way, every time I put out a video, it comes up in your little device, your phone, your computer, whatever. I do want to take this time to give a massive shout out to all my channel members and patrons. Without your support, I couldn't do this. I greatly appreciate it. That being said, I'm Johnny O with the Plot Hole, and don't forget, finger guns, baby.